Mark Consuelos has apparently put on a solid poker face with his wife, Kelly Ripa, when it comes to the true identity of Ghostface amid his secretive role in the upcoming Scream 7. The Live with Kelly and Mark co-hosts role opposite returning stars Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox in the horror sequel is still tightly under wraps, including in the Consuelos-Ripa household, with Ripa exclusively telling Entertainment Weekly that her 54-year-old husband won't spill anything about the movie, despite her repeated attempts. He's the killer, she jokingly speculates during her chat with EW on the New York City set of their daytime talk show. Consuelos admits he's unable to tease much about the film, but says it holds a special place in the heart of his eldest son, Michael, who is a huge fan of the Scream franchise. Our son, who's 28 now, this is quite possibly the most impressive job I've ever booked for him, Consuelos says. This is the coolest thing I've ever done. I do have a script that I'm going to bind and leather for him after it comes out, because obviously he'll know if I do that beforehand, and I can't spoil it now. Ripa, 55, observes that her spouse, whom she met as his co-star on the soap opera All My Children before they wed in secret in 1996, really honors the sanctity of NDAs when something is top secret in his professional life. He's told me nothing, she maintains, adding that she still tries to get information out of him. I know nothing. He's very, very secretive. But I always joke that he could be the killer. While Consuelos has steadily acted since permanently joining Live in 2023, including roles on TV shows The Girls on the Bus and 911, Ripa admits there are several reasons why she's shied away from returning to performing in a significant capacity. Her last major starring role in a scripted TV project was at the head of the 2003 ABC sitcom Hope and Faith. I try not to act so much anymore. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's not that I don't love it. But I really am devoted to this show and my podcast, she says. I feel like my plate is full. Also, we have 3 adult kids, and I like to be present in their endeavors, and our daughter is now starting to perform in the music scene in London, so I like to be able to be present if she needs or wants me there. When you're an actor, your schedule is not your own. Consuelos' part in Scream 7 joins a crowded roster of new and returning stars, with the aforementioned Campbell and Cox reprising the characters of Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers, respectively, while David Arquette, Matthew Lillard, and Scott Foley, the latter pair of whom were unmasked as Ghostface killers in Scream and Scream 3, have also been cast in Scream 7 roles. Live with Kelly and Mark airs weekdays in syndication. Check local listings for showtimes in your area. Scream 7 releases in theaters on February 27th. Watch the Scream 7 trailer above. Mark never brought work home. That was the rule, spoken once, understood forever. The moment he stepped through the front door, the world of scripts, cameras, and concealed identities stayed outside with the city noise. His shoes came off neatly by the door. His jacket went on the hook. And whatever secret he was carrying that day stayed sealed behind a calm smile and a practiced, uncrackable poker face. Kelly noticed, of course. She always did. She noticed the way he paused half a second longer before answering simple questions. The way his phone never left his pocket. The way he stopped reading lines out loud, something he'd done for decades without thinking. She noticed the silence most of all, the careful, deliberate silence of someone holding something valuable and dangerous at the same time. "You're being weird," she said one morning over coffee. "I'm always weird," Mark replied easily. "No," Kelly said, narrowing her eyes. "This is a new weird." Their kitchen was filled with early sunlight and the low hum of the city waking up. 2 mugs sat between them. One had a crack in the handle. The other had a faded logo from a long-forgotten network promotion. They had meant to replace them years ago. Somehow, they never did. Mark lifted his mug, took a slow sip. Maybe I'm evolving. You're hiding something. I'm protecting something. She smiled. Same thing. The script arrived in an unmarked envelope. No return address. No flashy logo. Just heavy paper and a sense of importance that Mark felt before he even opened it. He stood in the hallway for a long moment, envelope in hand, listening to the quiet of the house. Then he opened it. The title alone made him laugh out loud. Not because it was funny, but because it was unreal. A franchise he'd grown up watching. A cultural phenomenon. A mask known by generations. A role that would spark speculation, theories, and endless debate. And above all else, a role that required absolute secrecy. He read the script in one sitting. When he finished, he closed it carefully, like someone tucking away a fragile artifact. He knew immediately that this wasn't just another job. This one mattered. The non-disclosure agreement was thick. Thicker than most. The kind that made you feel like you were signing away not just your words, but your facial expressions, your tone, your breathing patterns. Mark signed without hesitation. He'd learned long ago that secrets were a kind of performance. The most difficult kind. One wrong look, one careless joke, one accidental pause, and the illusion shattered. And this secret? This one came with a mask. 3. The guessing game. Kelly tried everything. Casual questions. So, working on anything fun? Careless humor. Let me guess. Romantic comedy. Strategic distractions. If I guess correctly, you owe me dinner. Mark gave her nothing. Not because he didn't want to tell her. Because he couldn't. There was something strangely thrilling about it. This private burden, this quiet knowledge humming beneath the surface of everyday life. It reminded him of his early days in acting, when everything felt dangerous and electric and unknown. Kelly, meanwhile, found it infuriating. I know your tells, she insisted one night as they watched television. You think you do. I do. When you lie, you scratch your eyebrow. He didn't move. When you're nervous, you blink too much. He didn't blink. When you're hiding something big, you smile like that. He smiled wider. Oh my God, she said suddenly. You're the killer. He laughed. Loudly. Too loudly. Their eldest son found out in the strangest way. Not from Mark. Not from Kelly. From a casting rumor posted by an anonymous account at 2 in the morning. Dad, Michael texted. Is this real? Mark stared at the message for a long time before replying. Can't confirm or deny. That was enough. Michael called immediately. You know what this means, right? Mark smiled. That you won't stop talking until I say something? That this is the coolest thing you've ever done. Mark leaned back in his chair. For a moment, he allowed himself to feel it. The pride, the joy, the strange full-circle moment of becoming part of something that had once thrilled him from the audience side. I'll make you a deal, Mark said. When it's out, I'll give you something special. A prop. A secret. Michael laughed. Worth the wait. The set was quiet in a way only disciplined chaos could be. Crew members moved with purpose. Conversations dropped to whispers when certain doors opened. The mask was locked away between takes, guarded like a crown jewel. Mark watched the veterans work. Actors who had lived with these characters for decades. Who carried the weight of fan expectations without letting it crush them. He felt like a guest in a haunted house built by masters. And yet, the director treated him like an equal. You understand the balance, she told him. Mystery without mockery. Fear without cruelty. Mark nodded.
He did.
He wasn't interested in shock. He was interested in tension.